Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sadia Nadeem, and I have been selected as a lecturer, which is grade 17 by PPSC. I would like to share my experience with the other fellows so that they can benefit from it in the future. So let's start. My written test went amazing, and I secured 55 marks out of 100, and 50% of the marks of the written test are considered, so that makes 27.5 out of 50. My interview score was 60 out of 100, and I had strong academic background. That's why I was able to get 36.4 out of 50 in academic qualification. So the first thing I want to talk about is the test. I didn't prepare a word for this test. What actually helped me were my previous concepts. Now coming towards interview day was dramatic because everyone had to wait for their turn, and it was uh, like panic everywhere, and there were people around who were um, cramming things which I knew would not help, and there were some people who were trying their best to make others nervous. So the best thing for a person to do at that moment is to stay away from such toxicity. Anyhow, they took our documents for the verification purpose, so it's necessary that you take all of them with their photocopies. Then my turn came to meet the jury. I was very much confident when I entered the room, and I closed the door, paid my regards to everyone simultaneously, and then I sat down at the chair by seeking their permission. So the first thing the head asked me, that the person who came from the PPSC, was my name, and he asked me what I was doing uh, in those days. I told him that I was completing my MPhil, and my thesis is in submission stages. Then he pointed towards the other teachers, lecturers who were going to question me. So the teacher on the right questioned me about the equilibrium. He inquired how equilibrium is achieved in an open container, in reversible and irreversible process both. Then he asked me about chemistry of airbags, and then he asked me about greenhouse gases and how they are affecting the earth. And there was some reaction already written on the board. He inquired about the equilibrium position of that reaction, and all my questions were really well. And then he pointed towards the other lecturer so that he can question me. He inquired me about the kinetics, and he questioned me about the rate law equation. Then he inquired about Clausius-Clapeyron equation, and there was one more question related to kinetics. And then he said okay, and then the chairman thanked me, and I thanked him as well, and said Allah Hafiz and went out of the room. So this was my interview experience. I hope you can benefit from it, and you are free to ask anything about my interview, about my written test, or anything. Thank you.